Hey guys, Jamie here. Wanted to, thinking about something that I saw on one of Steve Harvey's videos. From an inspirational standpoint, Steve Harvey, I watched a lot of his content, and it's God-oriented, it's very spiritual, but it's also very realistic and very human. And there's one video that I watched of his that really encapsulates our business with how he explains this. And and he talks about, people take $1 million and they use that as like a milestone, I would love to make $1 million. Well, if you ask the average person, how can you go make $1 million? They don't have an answer to that, because you just can't. The average person just can't go make $1 million. And what he does is he starts and he builds it on the multiples of 10, and which really plays in on what we're doing with the supplement grid and how our business grows. And he starts with basically saying everybody has a gift, and if you can get, could you get somebody to give you $1 million for your gift? And most people are going to say no. Obviously, they can't. They couldn't get $1 million for their gift. But he goes on to say, could you get $10? Could you get $10 for your gift? If could you get $10? Could you cook a meal for someone for $10? Could you cut their hair for $10? Could you babysit for $10? Could you sell some supplements and make $10? Okay, you see where I'm going with this. And 99% of the people say, well, yeah, I could get $10 for my product or whatever. And so if you can get $10 for it, you can get $1 million for it. So whatever you do to get $10, do it 10 more times. We tend to make it hard. Whatever you do to make that $10, do it 10 more times. And you've got $100, obviously. So to go right on down the line with this, whatever you did to make that $100, do it 10 more times. And you've got a blueprint in the 10-10, okay? Whatever you did to make that $100, do it 10 more times. You've got $1,000 now. So now you've got a blueprint to $1,000. Whatever you did to make that $1,000, do it 10 more times. You got $10,000. Whatever you did to make that $10,000, do it 10 more times. You got $100,000. Now at this point, you're in your typical business setup. When you get to this point, you're hiring people, you're renting a bigger space, whatever the case may be, but not in our business. Our doing it 10 more times is finding 10 new partners. And we may not even be finding the 10 partners. We may have found 5 partners who each found 2. So our type of business, or our business model, is even another step past what Steve Harvey talks about, because we're duplicating ourselves with our business partners. And so you're not physically having to do that 10 more times yourself. You're just exposing the business to people, and it grows. Now, whatever you did to make $100,000, do it 10 more times. And so I wanted to share that. I think it. I think that really plays into what we do with our business. And that's it. Have a great day. See you on the next video.